Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Rewind Zone here on RUE MORGUE TV. I'm your host, Yasmina, and I love just sitting here talking about my favorite 80s and 90s low-budget movies that nobody ever talks about, because it's a travesty that some of these movies have just slipped under the radar and lost in history. So today we are discussing a part 2 of a series that has absolutely nothing to do with part 1 or 3 or 4. And that movie is...
Now, it's one of us. The Bite.
Okay, so y'all have seen The Curse with Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton of Stand By Me must stand alone against The Curse, a film by David Keith from a story by H.P. Lovecraft.
In my opinion, that movie is a far superior adaptation of the Lovecraft story than The Color Out of Space with our one true god, Nick Cage. But Curse 2, The Bite has absolutely nothing to do with The Curse. In fact, it's about snakes. Curse 2 was released in 1989, and it opens up with these men in these radioactive suits on a nuclear testing site in the desert in Arizona collecting snakes. So yeah, it's like they're radioactive snakes.
No, actually, I was talking about all these snakes all over the place. Where are they going? Straight to hell.
This movie is especially disturbing to me because I had a fear of snakes when I was a kid. Thanks a lot, Indiana Jones.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Lisa and Clark are the main characters in Curse 2, and they're driving on a road trip, I think. The car breaks down, they pull over. While Clark is fixing it up, all of a sudden, there's a fucking snake right there.
Just don't move! Clark! Right there. Get steady.
During this commotion, another rattlesnake slithers its way into the car undetected. The most disgusting thing happens. The first time I saw this movie, I actually almost vomited. They just run over a bunch of fucking snakes in the middle of the road. It's so fucking gross. To make it worse, they torment us by showing it in slow motion. It's so fucking disgusting, man. Just all these snakes, I'm talking 100 snakes in the middle of the fucking road, and they just drive over them. Ugh! So they pull over to the world's saddest gas station, and the owner has a gun hole in the fence door.
What you want?
Just some gas.
So then Lisa and Clark, they find a hotel, and while they're unpacking the back of the car, Clark reaches his hand in and yowza! He gets bit by the snake. Luckily, there's an unlicensed doctor who just happens to be Jamie Farr from MASH.
The Colibrid family.
Harry, you mean you really know them?
That's the scientific name, Georgie. Around here, you call them chicken snakes.
Oh.
You don't have to worry much, unless, of course, you're a chicken.
So he gives him an antidote, bandages up the hand, and then Lisa, Clark, they go off their hotel room and fuck, and of course, saxophone is being played. And then after, she is like, holy shit, there's something moving under the sheet, and it's a snake, and she fucking kills it with her acoustic guitar. She just keeps smashing it, and it's just the white sheets, they turn red. Gross. The next day, they head out. But then Mash realizes that the snake that bit him is actually one of the radioactive snakes. And he's like, fuck, I gave him the wrong antidote. So being the, you know, kind, unlicensed doctor that he is, decides to hunt them down so he can help them.
Very thoughtful of your death wish, but I just need to find him, not mutilate him.
They decide to go out on the town to a country bar. And while Lisa is dancing with some rando, fucking Clark's like radioactive rage starts to go off. And he hits Lisa. And he goes to the bathroom to puke. But then the guy that was dancing with Lisa, like, fucking, like, comes in there. He's like, yeah, you want to pick a fight with somebody? Pick a fight with me, blah, blah, blah. He's fucking smoking a dart, and he puts it out on his hand, and then that sets off even more radioactive rage. So Clark breaks his fucking arm. Those radioactive raging snakes. Oh God, this part is like so ridiculous. Okay, they're driving the next day and she's behind the wheel and Clark's disgusting, infected, like bandaged hand starts to like fucking give her a hand job while she's driving. And like, she's like, I hate you. Bitch, she only fucking started dating him like 2 weeks ago. That's disgusting. Like, there's gotta be some pus or some shit in there. Like, did that doctor give him some polysporin for some that? I don't know, man. Like, gross. There's just so much gross in this movie. Okay, so at this point, we got like an idle hands situation. He goes into the sleazy gas station bathroom and finds an axe and tries to cut his hand off. It seems to have a mind of its own and is like, I'm not gonna let you kill me. But then he's like, fuck this, and just starts like banging his hand on the wall, on the sink. And then like finally he fucking like chops it off. And like, it's like this in the fucking sink. Like, it's just like so ridiculous. And now he's just got this like stump. So he goes outside and he decides to hide in this man's truck. The man actually feels like it's his duty to help him because he is a man of the Lord. So he brings him back to his family's house where it's a whole family of God-loving fucking idiots. Lisa, she finds him somehow and goes to the house and she's like, he needs a doctor. Like, he needs to go to the hospital. And he's like, God will find a way always, blah, blah, blah. So that night they're sleeping upstairs in the house and the family's young girl wants to sneak a peek at the bandage. So then she goes upstairs when they're sleeping and decides to like lift up the bandage and sees a fucking snake like come out. So like another snake had like fucking regenerated. And then she's like freaking out and screaming. And then the dad comes in and the snake's like, ah! And the snake's tongue like shoots out and chokes the fucking dad. And so he dies. So where's your God now? I just have to say something at this point. The reason why this movie is so fucking disgustingly amazing is because Screaming Mad George did the special effects. Who is responsible for the grossness in society, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, and what I love about this man's work is so little blood is used. And the slime factor makes it so much more disturbing. So bravo, sir. Every movie this man works on is incredible practical effects. Children of the Corn Part 3, the only one in the franchise that's worth watching because of Screaming Mad George. Thanks, Screaming Mad George, for being with us. Curse 2, The Bite, has nothing to do with the curse with Wil Wheaton, or Curse 3 or 4. That shouldn't stop you from watching this and loving it, and you should probably have dinner before you watch it. Or after, just not during. Thanks for watching another episode of the Rewind Zone here on RUE Morgue TV, where I discuss disgusting movies like this. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We really appreciate all y'all watching the videos and recommending more movies for me to cover. And don't forget, be kind, rewind, or else you might get some form of chlamydia of radioactive snake rage. Peace out. Let me get more cozy here. All right, hang on a second. It's actually really hard to like cross your legs in pants like this. Okay, all right.
Too slick.
It's like, get your pus out of my pussy, right?
Get your pus out of my puss.